Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, my name is TJ. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Fatima Hastini.
And what should I call you?
You can call me Demi.
Now, in this first part, I would like to ask you some questions about yourself. So, let's talk about your dreams. Do you often remember your dreams?
No, I often do not remember my dreams, as I often have random dreams, even right after I wake up, and I often struggle to remember the dream I had the last night. Although, if I had a nightmare, I might remember it longer, as when I have bad dreams, I try to assure myself that it was just a nightmare. There is nothing to get panic of. I do the self-talking to get a sense of relief, and this may cause it to last in my memory longer.
And are you interested in other people's dreams?
Well, if they are my family members, I would say yes, I am interested. But if they are someone else, I would say no. As we often end up having similar dreams and discussing why we had such dreams, as most of the times we often have dreams about the things we mostly stress about or are topic of our discussion. So we like sharing each other's dreams, although due to my short memory of dreams, I often fail to do so, but I am always interested about my family member dreams. Even if they have different dreams, I am always keen to find out the plot of the dream.
And do you want to make your dreams come true?
Yes, who would not? I always look forward to all my good dreams coming true. However, it never happened or it may never happen yet. I look forward to it. If all my good dreams come true, I might discover myself in a better place with a different situation, as I often have dreams of leading a different life in a different place.
Okay? Let's move on to talk about something different. What will you do if you find something lost by others?
If I find something lost by others, I would try to look for the person who it belongs to. Otherwise, if it is not easy to do so, I might seek other people assistance to returning it. Or if some everything fails, then I would just leave it where it was in the first place in the hope the owner may come looking for it there.
Will you post on social media if you lose your items?
Well, if it is something that is of value, then I would try all the possible ways to find it. So I might even post it on social media. If I believe that there might be of use for me in getting it back, but I would never brag about it on social media, like many people I do if I see they won't be able to help.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to give you a topic and I would like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you will have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. You can make notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
There is some paper and pencil for making notes on the desk and the topic will appear on the screen. And I would like you to describe an interesting conversation you had with your friend. Alright, remember you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. So can you start speaking now, please?
Well, I remember 1 year back, I had an interesting conversation with my best friend Tamanna. We are planning to study further abroad, so when she came to visit me at my home during the summer holiday last year, we started discussing about the country that could be our best study destination. We ended up selecting a few countries, although we needed to choose only one. They were UK, Canada, Australia, and Denmark. So we decided to talk about the pros and cons of each of these countries, which we found really interesting to have conversation about. As all of these countries had their own merits and demerits for international students, and we could not reach the conclusion, we are so keen to figure out the facilities that these countries could provide for international students. Even we are doing some online research on this while having this conversation, and luckily we agreed that the UK could be the best country for us to receive our higher education, and we loved the fact that we carried on having this conversation for around 2 hours, and we enjoyed every bit of it, as not only we were able to find the country that we would consider as the best study destination, but also we enjoyed the decision making process while having this interesting conversation. I must confess now, this is the reason why even I am taking the IELTS test today, as I plan to go to the UK. My friend had already taken her test. I am taking mine
Okay,
today.
thank you. We have been talking about an interesting conversation you had with your friend. Now I would like to discuss with you a few general questions related to this. So, how do friends communicate with each other?
Well, friends communicate with each other in many ways. For example, through having face-to-face conversation, social media, or texting. Even I have seen many friends as mine have some secret sign languages that is only invented by them for the purpose of communication among them in public without being understood by other people. We do it often, and the people around hardly could understand.
And what do you think is the difference between chatting and gossiping?
Well, I believe when you talk positive of someone or something, you are chatting, but if it is the opposite and you tend to possess the negative opinions about a person or a thing in discussion, it is gossiping. And we should encourage chatting and avoid gossiping, which in this age may not be easy, as now we often judge people even before getting to know them properly.
And why do you think children commonly form their views?
Sorry, could you repeat the question for me, please?
Yes, of course. When do you think children easily form their views?
Well, I think when children start to observe their surroundings and get a sense of their emotional as well as physical well-being, they commonly start form their views. When they realize that their action and thoughts have an impact in their both physical and emotional state, and if they want, they can change it, they often start to form opinions to do that.
And do children have strong opinions?
No, they just have opinions that are impractical and based on unrealistic point of life. It is because they rather use their imagination to form their opinions without considering the outcome of it.
In what industries do you think communication is a necessary skill?
Well, the industries which are mainly dependent on providing right level of service to the customer to operate, such as hospitality, tourism, retail, and financial services. And communication is a necessary skill to guide the people who are receiving the service so that both the provider and receiver of service benefited.
Thank you very much. That is the end of the speaking test.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.